people become fixated on trying to kill themselves is because they're hopeless. They desperately want to get real, but they don't know how. They desperately want to get real, but it's far, far too terrifying. They want to tell the truth desperately, but the pain of telling the truth is even worse than the pain of staying stuck in horror and misery. So they're totally trapped. So they think, there's one option that bypasses staying miserable, and it bypasses the pain and horror of getting real. And that option is killing yourself, just totally obliterating your own life and giving up. And yeah, it might hurt a little bit to kill yourself, but in their mind, it's an easy way out. It's a way that solves all the pain, solves all the struggle, solves all the horror, and just puts an end to it and says, I give up. First of all, it just goes to show how horribly wounded they once were, how miserably rotten of a childhood they really had, and how much terrible buried pain there is. Because if their childhood wasn't so rotten, if they weren't such a miserable, miserable person deep inside, it wouldn't be that painful to heal their traumas. It wouldn't be that painful to look in the mirror and begin to be honest with oneself and begin to really grieve the terrible damage. People that become suicidal are usually totally stuck in the very systems that created their traumas and created their misery. They're usually very stuck with their parents in various ways, even if they're not physically close with their parents or geographically close. Emotionally, they still are. Their parents still live very much in their heads, and rebelling against that is terrifying to them and painful and horrible, so they can't do it. That's why they stay stuck in so much misery. That's why they're so depressed. And that's why they become suicidal. The answer is trying like hell to figure out how to heal. Figuring how to make it easier to heal so that the pain is not so impossible to deal with. So that suicide doesn't seem like an easier option than going through the pain of healing. Because no one who is really healing, no one who is really grieving, is suicidal. When they're grieving, they're working out the traumas. They're letting go of the pressure and the misery and the horror. But how do you grieve? How do you take these steps? Well, that's the whole work of self-therapy. That's how you get your hope back.